Hello, everybody. This is your host, Matt. And with me, as always, my co-host, John. What's that?
My mic was off.
Your mic was off?
Until now it's on.
Little technical difficulties.
Start over?
Nah, we're good.
Okay.
You gotta let the audience know all the fuck-ups.
Okay. It's all good. And I have a cough, guys. I think it's allergies. I'm getting over it. But I will be doing cough drops until I overdose on cough drops. I'll try not to cough into the mic too much.
Well, people don't want to hear about your issues, John. Especially with Elliott's reveal this week.
Yeah, Elliot has more issues going on right now than me.
It was probably one of the best episodes they've ever done on the show.
It's probably some of the best acting from him.
It was the format lent to it, right? It was gonna be two people sitting in a chair talking. A lot of the show is that, but I mean even more this. But let's get into it. This was episode 7 of season 4. Proxy authentication required.
What number is that?
407.
Error 407.
Error 407.
Sorry if you can hear the cough drop, guys, but I need it.
So yeah, this episode took place all in one room, format of a play, and it was 5 acts. John, let's break it down each act one by one, and
I'm assuming you got that info.
Yeah, so Act 1 opens up right after the where we left off last episode, where Elliot gets kidnapped by Vera's goons, and Vera is waiting for him in his psychiatrist Krista's apartment, and Vera lays out his plan to Elliot, lays out what he envisions for Elliot himself. He wants Elliot to help him take over New York.
When you say take over New York, he's talking about just expand his drug biz.
His drug biz, yes. He lays it out, and Elliot essentially slashes down every one of his ideas, telling him why it wouldn't work and why big corporations will just overtake him. And it doesn't matter. You're always going to be the small guy. You'll never be king of New York because big corporation is...
I don't think he was lying either.
No. And Act 1 ends with the reveal of Krista in the next room. It's interesting. We're talking during the episode how Ismail's a master of storytelling. He knows what he's doing. He broke down. He understood this episode was gonna be all in one room. He's gonna do it into a play.
Commercial free.
He knew, hey, in order for me to do this properly, I can't have interruptions.
These cough drops are sugar free.
And John's cough drops are sugar free.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, he understands story structure, and he understands how this episode would work and wouldn't work. And he knew he was gonna get a lot of. It was a very shocking episode. A lot of things were revealed.
Yeah.
And
it was dark,
and
it seems like we're doing just like real time now, right?
Yeah, this Christmas Day is taking forever to go. Okay.
Because we weren't doing real time in season, except for like one episode last season.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like this whole season is almost
like an hour at a time for this. At least this day, Christmas. Yeah.
It seems like it's pretty much been real time the last few episodes.
Maybe even since the beginning of the season. I don't know. I can't remember.
It's hard. Well, they had the backstory one.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Probably since like at least the woods, it's been real time, right?
Yeah. Well, somewhat. Yeah. They over a few hours.
Yeah. They did a few hours, but they were
But I mean, this episode, John, this shit is bigger than Frost Nixon, as Vera would say. But yeah, it's a lot of truths were gonna come out. And
what is it? This meth head thinks he's Deepak Chopra or something.
Yeah. So Act 1 ends with the reveal of Chris in the next room. Then Act 2 is the reveal of Mr. Robots. Obviously, in the last episode, we saw Vera get out of Krista the fact that there is another within Elliot, and Vera wants to see this. So he bullies it out of Elliot, and he finally gets to talk to Mr. Robot. And
Yeah.
even after meeting Mr. Robot, Vera reveals that he's way more afraid of Elliot than he is of Mr. Robot.
Because she's cool. Not cool, but she was okay with giving up the file to what's his name, Vera.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because, he was going to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
But even then, she didn't want him to see his own file.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, this act ends with Elliot telling Vera that he will give him all the money from the recent hack.
He showed him the numbers.
He showed him the numbers.
He said there's a lot of zeros.
A lot of zeros. So Act 3 begins with Elliot, a bold move by Elliot.
Mm-hmm.
One can say the middle of this five act play that we're watching, and a big action. All right, he goes for his gun, he pulls the trigger, and he finds out no bullets.
Took the bullets out.
Took the bullets out. But Vera doesn't seem very he doesn't seem as angry as you would think.
He's a little bit proud of him.
A little bit proud of him, unless you met John. You mentioned that in the episode.
But he also doesn't. He knows you can't trust him now.
Well, yeah.
Or he feels like you can't trust him now.
Yeah. So, obviously, Vera's not gonna kill Elliot. So he does the next best thing, and he threatens to kill Krista, until Elliot admits that he needs her in his life, and thus sets up Act 4, which is the big act in this episode, the big therapy session.
Right.
And this is where I think I can confidently say this is the act that wins Rami Malek his Emmy this year.
Has he won before?
He's won before.
I know I think Christian Slater won. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
Have they each won?
I'm not sure. Each one. But I can confidently say this wins Rami Malek his Emmy this year.
He's an Oscar. He doesn't need an Emmy.
So Act 4 starts with Vera forcing Krista and Elliot to talk. And before she can do that, she says they have to be alone. So Vera shoos away his goons. And
Rami Malek won in 2016.
Uh-huh.
I'm just trying to remember.
And so Krista and Elliot start talking, and they start going back to that fateful morning, the big window scene that keeps getting brought up. When Elliot, we learned over the seasons that at first he thought his father pushed him, but it's revealed that he jumped. And then slowly but surely, Krista reveals to Elliot that Mr. Robot's always been there. Or at least longer than Elliot's, can remember.
Okay.
And Mr. Robot's always been there to protect them.
Because back then, when the window thing, that was before his father died.
Yeah. But we found out before, but it's confirmed that Mr. Robot was there that day, and Mr. Robot is the one who jumped out the window. That's the reason Elliot can't remember.
Okay. So now I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what really happened was his father really alive in the window when the window thing happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was real.
Yeah, it was real.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't in his head. Like the head stuff happened later because he really died at the movie theater, right?
Yeah, the head stuff like Mr. Robot's always been there. He's been there way longer than Elliot can remember. He's been there since he was a kid. And obviously the reveal that
I thought Mr. Robot was something that appeared after his father died.
No.
Mr. Robot's always been there?
He's been there since and it's revealed in Act 4. The big reveal was that Elliot was sexually molested by his father. That's the reason Mr. Robot came about. Mr. Robot is a defense mechanism for Elliot.
Okay, so Mr. Robot was around even when his father was alive.
Mr. Robot came about because his father was sexually molesting him.
Okay. So Mr. Robot was like a defense.
That was the whole scene. That's where Mr. Robot was saying, "Hey, I've always wanted to protect you."
That was what we found out today, along with the other stuff that he was molested.
Yeah,
he was trying to protect Darlene. Darlene's been trying to protect him.
Yeah,
just basically thinks it's better that he doesn't remember.
Yeah,
but okay.
But Mr. Robot, essentially, Mr. Robot manifested himself so that Elliot wouldn't remember all the abuse.
Okay.
He would come about, and essentially
so
Elliot
there
would
was
leave.
the real
Elliot,
the real father and Mr. Robot coexisted.
Elliot would leave, and Mr. Robot would come about to protect him when he was being molested.
I got you.
And that day at the window, Mr. Robot came about, and he jumped.
So he was a hologram that only he could see.
Yes, and Elliot, and it makes sense. It makes sense why Elliot and his sister's relationship is the way it is. It is like why she feels so bonded with him, because they're really the only family. And I think Darlene has a little resentment towards her mother a little bit, and you get the sense that the mother wasn't very like protective of her kids either.
Right.
So even though she died this season, it didn't seem like they were very saddened about it.
Right.
As Darlene said in one of the earlier episodes, that she's basically Elliot's the only family she has left.
Yeah.
And I think it's been like that for a while. That's the only family that she really has.
I guess that makes sense why she doesn't like the mom at all, because she was probably protecting the father.
Yeah.
That seems to be.
Yeah, it's sort of the sense you get.
I mean, it was the best acting that we've seen from him, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, it was a well-made episode. It was a dark episode.
Yeah.
Even though Vera's hilarious.
So,
especially in the act one.
So that leads us to Act 5. Vera.
So let me ask you a question. Did we just see the death of Mr. Robot?
No.
You think he's still going to come around?
Yeah, of course he's going to come around.
But he can't trust him anymore.
Why?
Or he said he can't protect him anymore.
Well, he said he can't protect him anymore. So he can't hide these memories that he's been, helping, hide in all his life, basically.
Right.
So,
okay. I don't know though. Like, how can he help him anymore though? I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe there's still some. Remember, there is still that third personality that we found out about a couple episodes ago.
What was that? How did that work again?
That there's another one. It's another personality that we have no idea.
Oh, they never told us what it was.
They never told us what it was. Yeah. So Act 5, Vera's trying to console Elliot. He reveals that he too was sexually abused by the friends of his mom. His mom was a junkie, and then he gets stabbed by Krista.
Yeah, I've been stabbed in the back before, but not like that.
Not quite like that.
Yeah.
And then it ends.
Yeah, the lights turn off.
Lights turn off. Yeah, I don't know what was that.
I don't know. Yeah, because that looked like the power was cut.
Or it might have been a artistic flourish. Who knows? We'll find out next week.
I have no idea. But
when they're sitting in the dark.
Yeah, but it sounded like breakers and shit.
Maybe Krista didn't pay her electric bill.
That's all it is.
Yeah. But longest Christmas day ever, right? A lot is happening on Christmas Day 2015.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's kind of a shitty Christmas for most of them.
Yeah, so 6 more episodes, John, until the end of the season and series.
Still a lot.
This sets up, you're going to see you can tell this is going to set up a, now Elliot knows the truth. Now Elliot, he's even towards the end, right before he admits that he remembers, he's still calling his father a good man. So it's going to be interesting how he, reconciles that his father wasn't a good man.
I don't know.
You know what? Do you wonder? I didn't mention this, but I was thinking about this. Do you think that Elliot has figured this out before and he blocks it out again and again? Like he's remembered this before, and then he just forgets about it. Because remember in the beginning of the series, he forgot that Darlene was his sister.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So maybe it's a cycle for him. Like he remembers and then he forgets again.
Maybe he's got issues.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I can't even begin to imagine somebody goes through that type of abuse, how they cope through it, right? You.
Yeah, it's a shitty situation, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's some dark episodes.
Very dark. And
I was just a little distracted with the football game going on.
But interesting structure. I'm glad he did it this way. You're not distracted by anything else. It's just the episode, right? It's just them in that room, in that apartment, revealing everything. And you needed a character like Vera to force those two characters together to finally get the truth out, right? There's no way that would have come out any other way.
You had to get them all in the same room.
Yeah, to get them all in the same room and be forced to talk to each other.
Right.
And it's interesting that Ismail used Vera as that driving force.
Right.
So
no more Vera.
No more Vera. He served his purpose, John.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see about Mr. Robot when he comes, if
and when he comes out.
If
You're
he
right.
comes back. Because I was going to
If he
say,
doesn't need them anymore?
He already said, I can't help you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If he can't help.
He can't protect them, he said. Yeah.
So what good is he?
Yeah, I don't know. What does Elliot do with Mr. Robot?
I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So next week, John, request timeout, 408. So we'll see what timeout means.
It means we're done here. And I have a cough.
You know, I get this.
Made me come in I was sick. Tried to call in.
John doesn't have any sick days left. He used them all.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, you know what? I have a sense next week it's not going to be very Elliot heavy. We still don't know what's happening with Darlene and what's her name?
They showed the trailer.
Yeah.
And they're still, because the last scene they were still like, oh, they walked in, right?
They walked in on him, yeah.
The crazy cat lady, or whatever she is.
Taxidermist. Yeah.
I knew a girl whose father was a taxidermist.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a crazy job.
Yeah. Little out there.
Yeah. So with that, we leave you for another week. Great episode. Probably top 5 for me. Top 5 episodes ever for this show.
Probably. It's definitely, I think I said, best acting.
Yeah.
From Rami Malek.
Yeah.
He should have got an Oscar for that. Maybe he will.
Yeah. I still yet to see his Oscar-winning performance.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get around to it.
What was it called? Oh, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
He played one of the Wayans brothers, right?
I think it was it Marlon Wayans?
Yeah.
I get all the Wayans brothers confused.
I don't know. I always forget which one was Garth. It's a Garth? See, I'm getting everything confused. Was it Garth? And then the other one was...
Wayne's World now?
All right. So with that, we'll leave it for another week.
The funniest one is still Damon.
Yes. Hope everybody enjoyed the episode, as dark as it was. And we will see you next week.
Later.
Bye-bye.